Hey everyone, welcome to the Dee-Brief with Dr. D, your go-to space for real talk, real strategy, and real leadership, one insight at a time. I'm your host, Dr. D, and this is where we equip leaders for success and empower individuals to heal, to rebuild, and to reclaim the joy they so deserve. We tackle executive leadership, transformational coaching, and also the deep work of healing and restoration. This is where it all happens. Each episode is packed with powerful conversations, expert insights, and strategies to help you lead boldly, heal deeply, and thrive fully. So get ready. It's time to level up your mindset, embrace your transformation, and walk into your purpose. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, The Dee-Brief with Dr. D. Real talk, real leadership, and real strategy, one insight at a time. I am your host, Dr. Darlene Williams, but you can call me Dr. D. I am your executive coach, your leadership expert, and your grief coach, but most importantly, your guide to stepping into your full potential. I want to thank everyone who has been tuning in to our radio show, sending me words of congratulations and just encouragement. It's meant so much. I love reading the comments. But don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Dee-Brief with Dr. D. I don't want you to miss any of the exciting episodes that are coming up. They are going to really touch your soul. They're inspirational and they're really moving. So subscribe so you don't miss it. Now, today's topic is really deeply personal to me. It's something that God has been speaking to me about for a while. And it's a journey that I've started to really embrace. And I want to share it with you because some people have asked me about it. So let me take a pause from my guests and talk to you about me, Dr. D. This episode is about rebranding. And not rebranding a company or an occupation, but it's about rebranding yourself. And truly stepping into your purpose, walking into who God called you to be. So how do you do that? How do you step into the life that you were meant to live? How do you silence the doubts, internally and externally, about your own transformation? As coaches, we help other people transform. But what about when it's our own transformation? How do you embrace the new you when other people may not even understand? That's real. And I know it because I am living it myself right now. For those who know me, you know over the past 5 years, I have experienced unimaginable loss. My mother, my father, and my sister. But some of you may not know that at the end of 2024, I also experienced some real health challenges, severe health challenges that really had me stop again and take a step back and reassess everything. I mean, everything. I'm turning 55 this year, and I'm stepping into a new season. And that season is about walking in my full purpose, my authentic self, who I'm supposed to be. That's Reverend Dr. D, the entrepreneur, the 100% entrepreneur, the educator, the grief coach, the healing and restoration coach, the executive person that is going to live and help others through my lived experiences, through everything that I've learned, that I've gone through, that I have to offer. And I want to show you how to do the same. Because I've been asked this question. Because rebranding is scary. It can be. But remember, it's necessary. I know that it can be intimidating to step into something new, to rebrand yourself when the world has already decided who you are, right? Maybe you're afraid that people won't accept this version of you. Maybe you're wondering if you'll be successful in this next chapter, right? I've thought about that. And maybe you feel stuck between who you've been and who you're becoming. That reminds me of Michelle Obama's book, Becoming Michelle. I have it over there. I get it, right? Because I've been there and I'm here now. That's why I think back to my first book in 2014, Freedom Positioning System. Do y'all remember that, FPS? I'm teaching from that book now. I dedicated an entire chapter in that book to freeing yourself from the opinion of others, because that was so important. Because whether or not they accept you, you are who you are. It doesn't matter. Your authentic self is what matters most. And here's something that might be surprising. When you finally step into your truth, when you stop hiding behind the expectations and take on the identity of your authentic self, you actually attract more people to your work and to your world. Your expansion begins. I can't tell you how God has enlarged my territory. Remember the phrase that comes from the prayer of Jabez that's mentioned in 1 Chronicles 4:10? In this prayer, Jabez asks God for a blessing and expansion of his territory, God's presence, and God's protection from harm. Think about that. Opportunities will start to open up as you expand your territory because there's so much more out there. I'm seeing it. People who are meant to walk with you in this journey, they will show up and they'll stay. But remember, it's a journey, right? So there may be people who will walk away from you. That is okay. Pruning is needed. Rebranding is not about losing yourself. It's about finding yourself. It's about expanding into your full potential. You know, this year is so special to me in so many ways. As I mentioned, I'm turning 55, y'all, my double nickels in May. I was recently blessed with the love of my life, my first grandbaby. I'm so in love. Case and Amia, Grandma loves you. So now my husband and I are grandparents to 2 amazing boys. And we are officially empty nesters. Can you believe it? We finally have the house to ourselves. So that means it's time for me. It's time for Darlene. It's time for Dr. D. This year is also particularly emotional for me. Because if my beautiful parents, you see them on the wall behind me, was still here, they'd be turning 80 in April. 80 years young. I'd probably be planning a big party for them in their honor. Mommy would say, no, don't do it. Daddy would say, yes, do it. And I think about them often. I think about what they've instilled in me, the legacy they left me, and how I've carried their wisdom and strength inside of me every single day. That's so important because I want to make sure that I'm honoring their legacy and I'm honoring who I am. So this year, along with being an entrepreneur, I've expanded some of my business services that I'm going to launch next month for their birthday. One of them is Restoring Bountiful Joy. RBJ. Restoring bountiful joy represents the initials in their first names. And it's about truly helping people restore bountiful joy in their lives after suffering loss, challenges, and grief, compounded grief. And living these challenges that can propel you into a deeper purpose. As I was studying to be a certified grief coach, I realized that I've been doing this all along. I have the capacity to help others navigate these challenges and reclaim that joy. Now, Dr. Darlene Williams Consulting is definitely still doing our executive presence, our leadership excellence, and helping businesses create impact. But restoring bountiful joy, that's my heart work. It's where I help people who have been broken, who have suffered, who are searching for healness and wholeness, like in the book I released in 2024 with the workbook, Mother, Father, Sister, My Grief, But God, moving forward without pieces of my heart. We've also added Williams Academy, which is our educational arm. That's where you'll find our master classes, our boot camps, our online courses about all these topics that are so near and dear to my heart. I've developed an expertise in my education, in my training, in my lived experiences, and I want to give back that knowledge. I want to give back that insight that God has blessed me with and allowed me to achieve. And I know that stepping out into myself, my authentic self, out of my comfort zone, taking that leap of faith, not working for anyone else, working for Darlene. You know God always provides you with what you need when you do that. Because the aspect of rebranding and stepping into authenticity is also about learning to invest in yourself. My sons tell me all the time, Mommy, if you bet on yourself, you will win every time. Because I believe that the key to transformation and growth is to invest in yourself. So this past weekend, I had the privilege of attending a powerful coaching conference in Atlanta, Georgia. I was in ATL, y'all, during the tornadoes. But I was surrounded by such brilliant minds, experienced mentors, because you know the mentor needs a mentor, the coach needs a coach. And people who are just committed to personal and professional transformation. We had such an amazing time. Every session, every conversation, every shared insight reinforced a truth that I hold dear. That growth is a lifelong journey. And it's the best investment that we can make is to invest in ourselves. We pour into people every day. God says you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So who pours into us? What challenges us to stretch beyond our current capacity? That's why I've always believed that it's essential to stay in rooms where wisdom flows, where learning is never stagnant, and where iron sharpens iron. Y'all know that one. So being in that environment this weekend really reminded me that success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by intention. We have to be intentional. It happens when you seek out mentors and experts who have walked the path before you. People who are really committed to continuous learning, because we know that mastery is a moving target. It's not stagnant. But if you bet on yourself, even when the odds seem uncertain, if there's one thing I walked away with, I know that those odds are always in my favor. when I bet on myself, when I continue learning, when I make a commitment to God to give back. And that's what I'm doing through Dr. Darlene Williams Consulting. I am my greatest asset. You are your greatest asset. Your dreams, your goals, and your purpose deserve the very best version of you. So never stop growing. Never stop investing in yourself. Never stop believing in what's possible. So what are you doing today to elevate yourself for tomorrow? Drop a note in the chat. I want to hear from you. I'm also going to give out the information for our community groups on Facebook and Instagram, because I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear how we can help you to move into that next level and step out of your comfort zone. I believe that if you are listening right now, I want you to know you're not stuck. I'm not stuck. You are being positioned. Your rebranding, my rebranding, it's not a mistake. It's a calling. It's a calling. And if you are ready to step into the life you were meant to live, here's how. Here's the little secret. This is from Dr. D. Step 1, I would say, to get clear on your vision. You remember that? Write it down. Say it aloud. Declare it. Jeremiah 29:11. Look it up. Step 2, set some goals, but take small steps. You want to improve your health? Start with daily movement. You want to start a business? Start looking into what you want to do. Take that first step, but give yourself some grace. Don't forget to give yourself some grace. I forgot that a lot of times. And step 3, this is key. I tell my family this all the time. Cut out the distractions. You have to protect your energy. You have to protect your vision. And you have to stop letting fear stop you from moving forward. Fear is a distraction. It can hinder you. False evidence appearing real. Fear. And step 4, surround yourself with growth-minded people. You need a community that will support your rebranding. That's why I'm building one. You need that support. You can't be around the naysayers. They are the distractions. Or maybe just not share it with them just yet. So I want you to join me on this journey. Most of you already have. I have created a space for those who are ready to step into their next level. Learn from me. Gain some strategies. And be in the space for transformation. We can do it together. You're not meant to do this alone. I know I can't do it alone. So stay connected. I'm going to introduce you to some of our signature coaching programs that were birthed from my books and from my lived experiences. You can sign up for some of our online courses from Williams Academy. Be a part of our rebranding community. Go to our website, www.drdarlenewilliamsconsulting.com, and be on the lookout for www.restoringbountifuljoy.com. Because you want to step into the life that you were meant to live. When you say yes to your transformation, the world will say yes to you. You will attract the right people, the right opportunities, and the right experiences that will align with your purpose. Align with your purpose. So thank you for being with me on this episode of the Dee-Brief with Dr. D. I can't wait to share so much more with you in the coming weeks, because we are having real talk, real strategy, and real leadership, one insight at a time. Bye for now. I'll see you again soon. Well, that's a wrap of another power-packed episode of the Dee-Brief with Dr. D. If today's insight inspired you, share it, leave a review, and connect with me. Remember, leadership is a journey. Healing is possible, and transformation is yours for the taking. Don't miss next week's episode, because every time we meet, we're unlocking new strategies, fresh perspectives, and bold breakthroughs. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media at the Dee-Brief with Dr. D, so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep leading, keep growing, and always reclaim your joy. See you later.